When it's time to hop in your plane and head out for that flight, ForeFlight Mobile is there to make the process smooth and simple. You can file a flight plan with ForeFlight from your office or from the tarmac for this afternoon or next week for any of the aircraft you fly. And ForeFlight can give you a full briefing too, stored right on your phone for reference in flight. Let's enter the flight plans area to get started. The list of flight plans you'll see includes plans you've set up for future departure at the top and previous flights down below. You'll see a summary of each plan as well as its status, that is, whether it has been successfully filed or not. The plus button at the top right lets you create an entirely new plan, or you can use a previously filed plan as a template for a new flight. Let's have a look at a blank plan. First, you'll notice that it's not entirely blank. The fields that ForeFlight has pre-filled are values transferred from the previous plan. The idea here is to save you some time from having to re-enter some information, like the pilot details. Starting at the top, let's go through the elements of this form. First up are the flight rules. Tap one to select, and note that ForeFlight will handle the special filing instructions for the DC region's Special Flight Rules area. In the aircraft section, you can choose from the aircraft you have stored. We have two saved, a Cessna 172 and a Cirrus SR-22. You can quickly create or change a profile, and this lets you have its details on hand to choose when getting your flight plan set up, which is especially helpful if you fly several different aircraft routinely. Setting up a new aircraft is pretty straightforward. Next are the departure details, including departure airport, departure time, and the number of souls aboard. You can file for your flight that's departing in 10 minutes, or for a future flight, like the return trip in a few hours or a few days. The En route section captures the details of your path and altitude. We'll file direct now, but you can enter navaids, intersections, and Victor Airways as well, which you can see in more detail in the routing video. Finally, you enter information about your destination and yourself, and your plan is complete. At this point, you have several options. If you'd like to save it for later filing, tap the Done button at the top right. Then later, when you're ready to put it to use, recall it from the list with a tap. Before filing, you may want to brief the flight to check conditions or other variables that might necessitate a change. And what ForeFlight delivers is the full DUATS briefing, broken into easy-to-digest segments. You'll see that some entries are listed in bold. Those have information for you to read, whereas the non-bold sections have nothing to report. Finally, it's time to file. Tap File, and ForeFlight handles the rest. Back on your flight plans list, you can check the status of your plan at a quick glance. Now let's update a previous plan to see how that works. This is particularly handy if you make the same flight frequently. We start simply by selecting the flight we'll be repeating, say OSU to MSP. A tap brings up the details, and we can review how we filed for the last trip. We'll tap Copy to start a new plan based on this one, and can then edit it to reflect our new parameters. We might depart at a different time, for instance, carry more passengers, or choose a different altitude. If you have entered your personal DUATS information into ForeFlight, it will file on your behalf through your account. That means you can log into the CSC DUATS website and see and manage flight plans you've filed through ForeFlight. If you don't have an account, that's perfectly alright too. ForeFlight will file on your behalf through our DUATS account. If you're wondering right now if you can see weather along your flight path, how to factor in winds aloft, or how best to get ForeFlight's help in choosing a route, be sure to check out the routes video for some helpful tips.